Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Farming with Family. Feel free to like and subscribe, and let's get started for the day. Alright, welcome back to another day of Farming with Family. We're out here going to feed the cows some grain for the day. Here they are waiting eagerly for it. There's Meringue, she's waiting for it. Everyone's patiently waiting, or not so patiently waiting, as they've gotten the door open to the Quonset. There's a pole barn where I got their grain at. So we'll get a few buckets for them. Here we got their automatic waterer for the smaller calves that I have in here. Smaller ones get to come in here so they have a little more shelter when it's cold and nasty out. I already fed the smaller ones. So here's Buzzy. This is Meringue's calf. He's half Charolais, half Red Angus, so that's where he gets the strawberry blonde from. Here's the other ones. Here's Dottie, our little Jersey cow. She's going to be a milk cow in about a year and a half. We can get our own fresh milk and cream and whatever else we want, I guess. I got the two 5-gallon buckets we're going to give for them. Currently there's 14 cows in this pen. So that comes out to about less than a gallon of ground grain for them a day, which is on the pretty light side. There's 5 cows in here we have for breeding, for raising our calf crop, and then the rest of these are going to be butchered and sold privately for meat over the next 4 months. So we'll get them some grain. And as you can see, they're nice and pushy. Gotta watch where you walk, because they'll run you over. Not because they're mean, just because they're more than excited. See, like this one, I can't get into my bucket. Come on, back up, back up, back up. Most cows, they run away from you when you get close to them, but not these ones. Here's number 4. She's one of our breeders. She should be pregnant with a nice calf inside of her. And then let's see, where's the other one? Here's 21 right here. Or no, that's 57. She's a bred heifer. That means she's gonna have her first calf. She's coming up on 2 years old, which is usually when they have their first calf. This is Meringue. Sarah, my wife, and I, we raised her from a calf. She always has one of the nicest calves out of the whole herd. And here's 21. She would be 4 years old, so she'll be on her 3rd calf. So she's always raised a nice calf as well. And then we have Cinnamon, another bottle calf that we raised. She's a bred heifer, and she's going to be having a calf hopefully this spring too. We just scheduled our local vet to come out and preg test them and give them their shots before they have calves. So they'll be coming the first part of March, and they just give them those shots to prevent them when the calves are born so they don't get scours, which is just diarrhea. Then also it's another one's called it's one so they don't abort their calves a couple weeks or a month before they have them actually. So yeah, they're all eating nice and happily. Now we'll go check their water out of the well. It got down to about 10 degrees last night, so I suspect there's a little bit of ice on here. I have this well on a timer, so it runs automatically for about a half an hour each morning. So there's a little water on top. It's got a layer of ice underneath. So we just break that up so they can come and drink after they get done eating their hay. I mean their grain. When it gets really cold in here, then I have a tank heater. Just basically a hot element that gets really hot and it keeps the ice off of here. It's like when it gets down to like -20, then it it freezes up within a few minutes if they're not constantly drinking out of it. But when it's like today, it's supposed to be about 30 degrees or so, it doesn't freeze up near as fast. So I don't need to use it, waste the extra electricity. So like I mentioned just a little bit ago, we have some breeding heifers and cows, and then the rest we're selling for meat. We used to have when my dad was alive, we had a herd of about 150 cows, red Angus cows. And then after he passed away, my wife and I moved out here and we took over the farm back in 2020. And I decided it was too much for me to have a young family and 2 little kids and try to do all the farming. And I'm also a nurse that I work up in town on a PRN type basis, but I figured it was too much for me to try to do all 3 of those. So we sold most of the cows and we kept back a handful of our favorite ones and ones that we had raised from when we were little. So now I have 5 that are bred this year, and next year I'll have 1 more that'll be bred, so that'll be 6. Dottie, the Jersey I showed earlier, she'll be having a calf. So we'll keep those back, and then every year we plan to sell those. Should be 6 calves for meat each year. But right now I have 9 more, like this one here, this one here, number 6 here, this one. So all these will be sold and butchered for meat. So I've always wanted to do a thing where I raise my own cows and then I sell them directly to people instead of letting them go to either a big feedlot or the packers, and the grocery stores and the packers make all the money. So I figured I can make a better quality beef for people and do it straight from farm to table type of situation. And so far I've been finding people to buy beef, but I know I do have some more available, so those will be coming up. We'll be butchering a couple each month starting in April. So that's kind of what we're doing with these cows. Thought I'd show everyone what we'll be doing for part of tomorrow's video. I got some oats in a bin here, an old granary. Can't really see in there, but we're going to be taking a semi over there. Going to be filling that up, taking that to local town by us, Hove in South Dakota. We'll be taking that over there, about 1,500 bushels of it. Got a local elevator there that buys it and sells it. Otherwise, oats is kind of hard to find places to go with it. But this is some stuff my dad had in the bin. He put it up in 2019, so he put it in there. And when we moved out here, there was about no one that would want to buy it, and now it's a much better price. So tomorrow we'll be hauling about 1,500 bushels out of there and taking to town to sell. All right, just getting back to my cousins. Ran to our local John Deere dealer, C&B Operations in Roscoe. We ordered a bunch of seals and bearings for the front end of our 4560. So once we get our front end rebuilt at the machine shop, then we'll get these all put in and get it working much better. And now we'll see what we got going on in here. My other cousin, has his own mechanic business that he started last year, so he's been doing different things for me. So today he said he's been working on getting some front fenders installed that I gotten from a friend on my 4440. So we had to do a little fabricating for that, but it looks like he got the back end all put into 30-inch rows. So we got that tire moved over, and he got the other one done. Now we're gonna be putting on a rock box on the front for a little extra weight. And it's also nice if you're ever driving through the field and you see one, you can just pick it up and stop and put it in there and keep going, so you don't hit it when you come back with the combine and run it through your combine and do a bunch of damage. So we'll keep working on that. Before we put that rock box on, there is some old oil and just a little bit of dirt and stuff we're going to clean out around these rails. We're just going to mount up right along here, so we want to get that cleaned up before we put metal on metal over there. been an old oil leak somewhere up under here. So we're just getting it cleaned out so we can watch after we run it and see if we can spot the leak wherever it's coming from. Alright, we got the rock box lined up. There's these little support bolts, guiders back here. Then it bolts up to right here, this cast piece on the frame. So 4 bolts there, another bolt on the other side. And then we'll be able to probably just fill this with rocks and gravel to get a little extra weight on the front. Getting things done. Since these fenders were on the rusty side, we ground them down, put some primer on them. Then we're gonna paint them green here in a bit once they dry good. Rocks box is looking good. Just got the other one done. Alright, so this is the third arm for the 3-point hitch. These arms are adjustable and extendable on each end. It's double threaded, but it was all frozen, couldn't get them to move. Tried putting it in the vise with bigger pipe wrenches and just couldn't get it done, so use a little bit of heat and came loose. So we'll let it cool down, put some anti-seize on there and put it back together, then it'll be working like it's supposed to. We got both these threaded ends out. I put a little penetrating oil on them and the inside of the threaded shaft. Ran them both in and out. Now I'm gonna put some anti-seize on there, put them back together, then adjust it to where it needs to be. Back together. We'll put it back on the tractor, and then this part stays stationary when it's hooked up to your 3-point, and this part is supposed to move, then they come out evenly. So if anybody didn't understand what the third arm is, this arm and this arm hook up in the tractor, they do the lifting, and this just keeps it level. So then this was froze before, now it's loose, and see, it levels this by pushing it back. So when you have your bale fork on or whatever you're carrying with this, it's not pivoted at a weird angle. So now this works properly. Well, I'm just trying to be a good soccer dad, waiting for Vaughn to get off the bus. The bus comes right along our main road close to my cousin's place. So just waiting for him here. And wouldn't be a good soccer dad if you didn't have your nice favorite cup of coffee. Our local newspaper, the Bowdle Pride, they make coffee in their printing studio. So if you're ever in town, need a good quick cup of coffee, stop by there. They're right on good old Main Street. Here comes Vaughn on the bus. Okay, what prize did you win today?
I won some candy and an Oreo bag and some of these, and I got some candy.
So how did you win the prize? What did you do?
I was all red today because I needed to take off my sweater so I could win, and I won.
Because it's FCCLA week this week?
Yeah.
You know what FCCLA stands for?
No.
Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America.
Family, careers,
and Community Leaders of America. It's something that the high school students do. It's pretty cool. They gave prizes out for the most red-dressed person.
That's me. Well,
what did you get for Valentine's Day?
I got a balloon.
And?
That you do this with.
Oh, nice. What's all in your box? Your special box you made?
And
Oh man, dumped the whole thing out. Did all the girls give you lots of candy?
I have lots of candy.
Oh man, look at all that. It's gonna rot all your teeth out. Should we eat it all tonight?
No.
No. Maybe all by tomorrow?
No.
Oh, okay. A little bit every day?
Yeah.
Alright, sounds good.
Bye.